life, especially people that have passion. And how to answer the stupid question you might ask? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Winston, a fifth grader who will share you some valuable lesson. In the past few weeks, I have combined my extensive research with some of my life experience, and today I'm gonna summarize all that information into one presentation for you. Have you ever felt shy when you speak in the public, especially on stage? Probably most of us did. And definitely you wouldn't be the only one. In fact, I know a person, and that person doesn't like to speak in front of the class or at any event. There is one time his mother decided to register him in some competition. Public speaking is a huge aspect in those competitions, such as Wish Club, which has debate, Fix IQ, which has interview, and TEDx, which is like today, have presentation. At first, he was against them, but everyone convinced him to give it a try. So while competing in those competitions, he discovered that he's good at presenting. He was so surprised that everyone can presentate if they prepare well. When he stepped out of his comfort zone, there's something feel strange. His feeling from stress and unsafe is now a feeling of happiness and confidence. When he overcame his fears, he discovered his ability beyond his awareness. Have you ever? Do you got elements in sports? Indeed, yes, because there are no one in this world can do everything. Even the smartest person in the world, Albert Einstein. Well, there was some mysterious boy, and then he loved to play sports. But there's a major problem. He don't know what sport he plays the best. So, in the past few years, he tried basketball, soccer, cycling, swimming, and chess. While trying those sports, he realized that some he's good at and some he's don't. Here are the results. Chess and swimming, he's good at it, while the rest, he's bad at it. That's why everyone said, no one is perfect even though you think you are the best. So earlier, I mentioned comfort zone, right? What does it mean? Comfort zone means when you feel safe or at ease without stress. The first and the second story all talk about the term going out of your comfort zone to fulfill your life. Or in other words, it means self-growth. Self-growth means a process of developing new skills to benefit certain aspects of your life. Have you ever got in trouble while traveling abroad? It was the same person at the first story, and it's his first time going to America. While going to America, unfortunately, he got lost in the busy traffic in the busy airport. He was standing there thinking and complaining until he decided to ask the guards. When he asked the guard said to look at the two sides above and ask their information counter for support. So, in your childhood, have your parent take you to school in the morning? There was a dad, and he used to take his dad to school. You might think his son would be grateful for that, but in reality, his son was kind of stressed. So why does his son is stressful about it? The problem is there are traffic jams all over the place. So he he just kept complaining. And how can we solve this problem? Simple. His dad just needs to calm down and be aware of the circle of influence. So, in the circle of influence, there are three categories: the circle of control, the circle of control, the circle of influence, and the circle of concern. In the circle of control is things that we can change, but in the circle of influence is things that we can change by convincing someone else to help us. In the circle of concern is things that we totally cannot change. In the third story, it's the circle of control, because we can change that problem by asking of God. But in the fourth story, it's the circle of concern, because no one can change the traffic. So, being aware of the circle of influence is very important. You should focus your energy on something positive instead of focusing on your energy on complaining. So, the third and the fourth story all talk about a person who realized that something can change and some don't. Or, in other words, it means self-realize. Self-realize means to discover your strength and weakness through new experience. Do you see yourself in these stories? For myself, I do, because the person in the story is me. And do you want to self-realize and self-growth? If yes, do these three simple steps. First, you have to experience new things. Second, you have to learn your strength and weakness through those new experiences. Last but not least, rise up the bar. Or in other words, challenge yourself to a new journey. By the end of this lesson, I hope you will learn something new. I know learning is hard, but it's worth it. Like Winston Churchill once said, I am always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. Thank you for hearing my speech.
Winston from BNB 5A to come to the stage to receive the award.